Week 17 is upon us in the NFL, and this video will unveil my picks for all of the games that will take place on Saturday and Sunday. I have already released my favorite bets regarding the 3 games on Christmas Day. Make sure you check them out if you have not done it already. The best bet of the week, which I call the Lobster bet, continued to destroy the sportsbooks last week. We have now racked up 18 wins, 7 losses, and 1 tie since I began sharing my weekly NFL Lobster bet. This means we have won at a mind-boggling 71% clip. You can see all detailed bets on your screen right now. Now, what is the Lobster bet for Week 17? It concerns the Steelers-Browns matchup. As always, if you wish to gain exclusive access to this high-confidence play, just follow the link below in the comments in order to invest in your long-term success. Again, it comes with a money-back guarantee since I believe it holds a very high chance of winning. That being said, let's move on to the NFL Week 17 betting predictions. My sons Maverick and Jay are very excited about presenting each pick, and then I will follow by providing some supporting arguments. Enjoy the show, my friend!
My daddy's first NFL pick is the Los Angeles Chargers to beat Houston.
Both teams are super motivated to win, and they are very similar as well. Indeed, both clubs will make the playoffs because of strong defensive play. They have a talented QB under center, but their offensive lines are very suspect. I was tempted to bet the under here, but ultimately I decided to go with the Chargers to win outright. The Texans own a 4-3 record on the road, but they are 0-3 when facing a team with 10 wins or more. As a matter of fact, they lost on the road against the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Jaguars. If they want to make a run in the postseason, they must learn to win as the visiting club against a strong opponent. I don't believe it's going to happen on Saturday. The main reason why I am backing LA in this great AFC matchup is Houston's offense, which has been inconsistent. Despite their current 7-game winning streak, they have scored 23 points or fewer in 5 of their last 6 contests. They have some talent on paper, but their OL is limiting their success. The Chargers have accumulated the 8th most sacks this year, so they will cause some headaches to Houston's offensive coordinator. Did you know that the Texans are just 2-4 when allowing more than 190 passing yards? To me, Justin Herbert is very likely to exceed that threshold. Los Angeles will also be looking to avenge a 32-12 loss in the wildcard round against those same Texans last year. In that game, Herbert was the victim of 4 interceptions. He won't let that happen again. Give me the Chargers to win this game that would probably set up a fantastic Week 18 matchup in Denver to determine the AFC West Division champion.
On Saturday night, my daddy believes that less than 41.5 points will be scored in the Ravens vs Packers game.
That's right, I am placing a wager on under 41.5 in the Baltimore-Green Bay match. Lamar Jackson got knocked out of last week's game with a bruise to his back. He was already banged up with multiple injuries. You can easily tell that he's not the same QB as before. Whether he plays or not won't matter too much. Tyler Huntley will probably do a similar job as a banged up Lamar. On the other side, will Jordan Love be under center for the Packers? At the current moment, the most likely answer is no. I don't believe he will clear the league concussion protocol in time, especially by playing on Saturday instead of Sunday. Love's backup, Malik Willis, has done an awesome job each time the team needed him since last year. Since 2024, he has completed 76.5% of his passes, while tossing 5 TD passes versus 0 interception. He also runs with the ball very well. However, Willis is dealing with a shoulder injury, so we don't even know if he'll be okay. Both teams are likely to try to run the ball. That's good news if you are betting the under.
The next pick is over 52.5 points to be scored in the Cardinals versus Bengals game.
Arizona continues to lose despite pretty good QB play from Jacoby Brissett. The Cards have now dropped 7 games in a row. Ouch! Brissett exceeded 300 passing yards for 3 straight games, but he has slowed down recently with 271, 249, and 203 yards through the air. However, facing a very weak Bengals defense should get him back on track. Meanwhile, I don't see any scenario where the Cardinals stop Joe Burrow. Outside of a game against the Ravens, Burrow has been superb since returning to the field. Also, T. Higgins came back from an injury, which makes Cincy's offense even more dangerous. In short, I expect some fireworks in that game. That's why I am betting over 52.5 in the Arizona-Cincinnati contest.
The next NFL pick is the Saints to win by 3 points or more in Tennessee.
That's right, I am grabbing New Orleans minus 2.5 against the Titans on Sunday. Both teams are having a tough season and both are playing much better lately. But I have been more impressed by the Saints. To me, the biggest difference between these two teams is their defense. Tennessee's unit is among the bottom 5 for sure. On the other hand, New Orleans' defense is 12th in the league in terms of opponent EPA per play. Last week, the Saints harassed Brady Cook all day long. They ended up racking up 8 sacks and they came close from accumulating even more on numerous occasions. Their front 7 was fierce and they are likely to do some damage against a vulnerable Tennessee offensive line. Cam Ward kicked off his NFL career by obtaining either 0 or 1 TD pass in each of his first 12 starts. Now he has picked up 2 in each of his last 3 outings. That's a good improvement. But Tyler Shaw is doing even better in my opinion. He is coming off a couple of very solid performances. He amassed 272 and 308 passing yards over his last 2 games. He has also proven that he can fare well on the road, as evidenced by his 17-7 road win in Carolina, a game in which he got 282 passing yards, 2 TD passes and 0 pick. The Saints' defense has squandered just 15.8 points per game across their past 6 games. Kellen Moore's team may also welcome running back Alvin Kamara back this week. And they got Taysom Hill going last week as he had a significant impact as a passer, a receiver, and a runner. For all of these reasons, I believe the Saints will get out of Tennessee with a 4th straight victory.
The Jaguars are red hot, but my daddy is taking Colts plus 6.5 points against Jacksonville.
Trevor Lawrence is on a heater. After throwing 14 TD passes and 11 interceptions during the course of his first 11 games of the season, he has now tossed 12 TDs and 0 pick over his last 4 games. That's incredible! It looks like acquiring Jacoby Myers was a smart move. The return of tight end Brenton Strange also likely helped the cause. I know that all the stats are indicating to bet the Jaguars, but I will go against conventional wisdom here. Jacksonville could take their opponents lightly, especially after such a huge signature win in Denver. The Jags could have a letdown game. Meanwhile, Indy's defense was humiliated on primetime television after being gashed by the 49ers. This unit is not that bad. The week before, they held Seattle to just 18 points. They will rebound with a great performance, and I think they will keep the game closer than what most people think. Give me the Colts plus 6.5.
The next NFL pick is the Bucs minus 5.5 points against the Dolphins.
I don't have high confidence about this prediction, but if forced to bet, I would go with Tampa laying 5.5 points in Miami. Baker Mayfield has been one of the worst NFL quarterbacks during the second half of the season. What the heck is happening to him? He has all of his weapons back from injuries, so there is no reason to be struggling. I'm going to bet on Mayfield and company to bounce back and find their mojo again. They are squaring off against a suspect defense, and Tampa is much more motivated to win than Miami. The Bucs need to keep up with the Panthers if they want to reach the postseason. Meanwhile, the Dolphins went through a nice run in which they won 4 games in a row. But they lost 28-15 against Pittsburgh and got smashed 45-21 by the Bengals last week. Rookie Quinn Ewers did an okay job, but nothing more. I believe the Bucs will eat him alive and cruise to an easy win.
The next NFL pick is the New York Jets to score 40 points or less against the Patriots. Boo!
More precisely, I am taking the Jets team total to go under 14.5 points against New England. Brady Cook gets the nod once again for the Jets. He has thrown a single TD pass compared to a total of 6 interceptions. That is awful. Did you know that Cook has also been sacked 17 times in 3 games? That's astounding. His pocket awareness needs to get better, and his offensive line needs to do a better job of protecting him. New England's run defense is very solid. They have given up the 6th fewest rushing yards per game in 2025. The Pats are more vulnerable defending the pass, but the Jets just cannot throw the ball effectively. Not only is Brady Cook not very good, but New York lacks reliable targets. Meanwhile, the Patriots should be able to move the ball quite easily, which won't leave much time for the Jets to try to do something on offense. Give me the New York Jets to record under 14.5 points scored.
My daddy does not think that the Seahawks will destroy the Panthers. He is taking Carolina plus 7.5 points.
In the last 1 p.m. game, I am grabbing the Panthers as 7.5 point underdogs against Seattle. Yes, I do believe that the Seahawks are good, but it won't be easy to win by 8 points or more on the road against a very decent and improving Carolina squad. Seattle could also go through a letdown game after such an emotional comeback victory against the Rams last week. The Seahawks are also awaiting a key matchup against the 49ers next week. Granted, Seattle gets 3 extra days of rest after playing last Thursday, but they will need to go through 3 time zones to play an early 1 p.m. game, which corresponds to 10 a.m. body clock. The Panthers will also be at home for the 4th time in a span of 5 weeks. Bryce Young's stats are not spectacular, but he was very clutch last week. And if you focus on his past 3 outings, he has accumulated 6 TD passes and 0 interceptions, while completing 67% of his passes. I will roll with the Panthers plus 6.5.
We really like the Las Vegas Raiders to beat the New York Giants.
This is a pick graded A. I love the full game moneyline on the Raiders against the G-Men. Both teams own a 2-13 record, the worst record in the entire league. The loser will get the inside track on the number 1 draft pick. But Pete Carroll is probably desperate for a win because he is on the hot seat after such a disappointing season. Simply put, the Raiders definitely have the superior defense. They are 15th in total yards allowed, whereas the Giants are very bad, especially when it comes to stopping the run. New York is dead last in yards per carry average allowed. On offense, I think Vegas has better playmakers, namely because of Brock Bowers and rookie Ashton Jeanty. QB Geno Smith came back from an injury last week. He got off to a rocky start by throwing a pick six, but he bounced back well against possibly the best defense in the NFL, Houston. Smith finished the game with 16 completions over 23 attempts, 201 passing yards, 2 TDs, and 1 pick. Not too bad. I believe he will be able to move the ball well against the Giants. In summary, Vegas is at home, they have the better defense, and possibly the better offense as well, and yet they are only tiny favorites? Give me the Raiders to win outright.
My daddy believes that the Eagles will pull off the upset in Buffalo this weekend.
My next pick is Philadelphia's full game moneyline, which sits around plus 105 to plus 115 in American format right now. Both teams could make it to the Super Bowl, just like they could lose in the first round of the playoffs. They are talented, but they are also having glaring weaknesses. Buffalo's biggest problem is quite obvious: their run defense. Last week, against a subpar running offense, they gave up 160 rushing yards to the Browns. Over the entire year, Buffalo is next to last in terms of yards per carry average allowed to their opponents. Now, Philly has been running the ball with more confidence lately. During the first 12 games of the season, they averaged 109 yards on the ground. That figure increased to 175 over the 3 most recent games. In other words, I strongly believe that the Eagles will have an easy time running the football against the Bills. That's going to keep Josh Allen on the sidelines for a good portion of the game, which is a good recipe to beat Buffalo. And even when Allen steps on the field, it won't be easy to put points on the board against a stout Philadelphia defense. The Bills are still trying to find some good, reliable receiving targets who can get open. They must hope that James Cook will run wild. If I were Philly, I would stack the line of scrimmage to force Allen to beat me with his arm. He might succeed doing it, but given his weak receiver group, that sounds like the best way to game plan against the Bills. In the end, I think the Eagles will find a way to pull off the upset at Highmark Stadium. Let's roll with the Eagles moneyline.
We recommend taking the 49ers to score at least 28 points against the Bears on Sunday night.
More specifically, I am betting San Francisco's team total to go over 27.5 against Chicago. Despite going through a rash of injuries, the 49ers continue to win. Hats off to Kyle Shanahan and the whole coaching staff. The offense has been playing at a high level, whereas the defense is showing signs of weaknesses. I don't see any reason why the Niners would be slowed down by Chicago's defense. They benefited from several takeaways this year, but that is not sustainable in the long run. If you take out those numerous takeaways, Chicago's defense ranks in the bottom 10. San Francisco's pass defense is reeling. They just cannot put pressure on opposing QBs since losing Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. This means the Bears could exploit that weakness, which will force San Francisco to continue racking up the points on offense. My final call regarding the Sunday nighter is to go with the 49ers team total to go over 27.5. Don't miss out on the absolute best bet of Week 17. To get on board with this high confidence betting tip, just sign up at the link below in the comments. That's going to be a wise investment for you. Just ask the dozens and dozens of people who have taken advantage of our 18-7-1 record since starting this lobster bet mania. I'm Professor MJ, holder of a PhD in statistics and bookie crusher since 1999. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I hope to continue boosting your bankroll for the rest of the NFL season.